Okay, hello, welcome back to Heroes 3 as we continue our factory showcase. We have 3 heroes now ready to go on the offensive. We have the newest addition to the offensive forces, Eanswythe. She has been our scout for a long time, but actually to my own surprise, she has ended up becoming one of our 3 main heroes. And that is really just down to having expert earth magic, having expert wisdom, and having town portal. That combination of things makes her incredibly useful. She has become our beast specialist, as you can see, all of those beast type units plus bounty hunters, who are of course, well, they're flesh and blood, so I'm going to say they count. That stands in contrast to Todd, who for the most part doesn't have flesh and blood units, he does have engineers, but Todd's purpose is to be our mechanical unit specialist. Also has a couple of rust dragons just for the 19 speed initiative. Helps give us the first cast in battle. And finally we have Wrathmont, who is of course our main hero. He's level 29, he has 17 Crimson Coatls, extremely good casting abilities. Doesn't really need anything else, that's probably enough to sweep the map. We have a couple of other heroes that we can move around, so Todd is really the main hero left to move this turn. We're going to actually use up a couple of these other heroes' movement points. So Henrietta's actually going to go and take back the sawmill, and then we'll move across, grab the alchemist lab. Melchior doesn't have movement penalty to worry about, so we're going to probably still train him up a bit, but not necessarily going to use him too much. Sam is just going to go and pick up some extra units. And then Morton is going to stay in place. So there's not really too much Todd can accomplish this turn. I think what I want to do is I want to bring those 3 heroes back together. And I'll explain why next turn, but we need to shift a few of these units around temporarily. I think this will work. So we're doing that so that we can tuck Eanswythe back into the town, then Todd is going to town portal into Sorrow Crown. These 2 come together, and we can potentially trade some things around. So I think Todd is probably going to be able to make better use of the Tome of Air Magic, although I might actually pass it over to Wrathmont ultimately. Both of them already have the Tome of Water Magic. I'm going to swap these 2 around as well, get those extra movement points for next turn, and I don't think there's really too much else. I'm not going to be super picky about this because at this point we are pretty safe to do as we please. I guess we can make use of this. So Todd definitely doesn't need the Bow of the Sharpshooter, that definitely stays with Eanswythe. Rest of these artifacts, probably not too important. Morton does have artifacts too, but again, I don't think there's anything too worth keeping here. Royal Armor of Nyx, perhaps? Just have a quick look. So this is +8 in total. And I have to look back in the town. Eanswythe. Same thing. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's fine as it is. We are going to take the extra mechanical units too. We're going to leave these behind for the extra speed. I guess we'll do the same with this. And Todd is, I think, well, for one thing, bring those 2 together, but we're going to pass across the Rust Dragon before we forget. The rest of this stuff I think is fine. Let's go to this, grab Advanced Estates, a bit of extra attack. This shouldn't result in any losses, which it doesn't, and we'll open this up. And yeah, Morton, he does have Fly, and it's a bit bad to use him as a glorified scout, but there's not really too much else he can do. Todd has a few extra spell points he can pick up if he stays here, but I think what we'll do instead is we'll use Fly, we'll go to this. Grab ourselves some extra knowledge. Can probably justify Dimension Dooring down as well. We just do this. We'll wipe those out, we'll go for the +1 level. That gives us our final skill, then let's Dimension Door up one last time, go for this. And that's a bit of extra knowledge. We have just enough movement points to get back into the town. And not really too much we need to do with this, let's just go with... I don't know why I'm even doing this, but we'll go with the Citadel. It will help us defend if we get attacked somehow, which is almost certainly not going to happen. But yeah, that is all of our movement points spent for this turn. And I think think we're good to end the turn there. So yeah, these two heroes we've already reviewed in the previous episode, not really worth picking up. It says that our heroes can still move. I can't really see what that's referring to, so I'm just going to end the turn there. So purple here is causing some irritation, but not actually a threat to us. Okay, no sign of any threat at all there. Just grab these extra units. Okay, so scouts first. This is an easy one to do. So Henrietta moves up. Melchior has a pretty good amount of spell points. I'm guessing there's not going to be too much here to be explored, but no harm in looking around. Feels crazy to do that with a level 30 hero, but he just doesn't have great skills. I should probably keep Morton around. Okay, so Wrathmont now needs to go back to this town. Todd needs to take a step out. So yeah, he's up to 210 spell points now, which is pretty nice. So we'll town portal into Sorrow Crown. Bring these two together. And I think we do want to pass across the Tome of Air Magic. We will take back the Spellbinder's Hat. Other things we can do, so I think we obviously don't need two of these. We'll pass one across. We'll equip this, and I think what I'll also do, which might be a bit controversial, but Wrathmont really has no use for the Angelic Alliance. So I'm going to swap the weapons around. Does temporarily weaken Wrathmont, but I think that's fine. Same thing with this. Same thing with the boots. And I guess that's fine, as far as I can see. Okay, so Todd is going to step out of the town. Wrathmont, likewise, takes a step out. Then we bring Eanswythe back out, and let's just have one last think about this. So, does Eanswythe gain anything from interacting with Wrathmont? Possibly she does. Let's just check it out. See if anything sticks out. So on the whole, I'd say probably not. I think she's fine, as she is. We definitely want to keep the Cape of Velocity, definitely want to keep the Necklace of Swiftness. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so Wrathmont is our strongest hero. He should probably be the one who actually takes on rival heroes, but there aren't really too many signs of actual opponents. I do vaguely remember seeing signs of Teal in this space, which is to the east of Middelheim, so we could try that, but there's nothing too great up for grabs. I think Todd is... Well, firstly we need to bring these two back together. I think Todd will go east from here. To see what we should swap, so we do have the extra Boots of Speed. Does she have Pathfinding? She doesn't. It doesn't matter too much who keeps the Wayfarer's Boots. So Todd keeps the Spellbinder's Hat, that all seems fine. Nothing else too worth worrying about. Okay, so we do still have actually a couple of things we need to do that I forgot about. So unit composition is the main one. We want to give Todd back his Dreadnoughts, of course, give him back the Engineers, take back the various beasts. That's really all Todd needs. 33 Juggernauts should be more than enough to get the job done. Then Eanswythe is going to go west, perhaps, just to pick up those enchanters, although it's not super urgent to do so. I think we'll kick things off with Todd. So there is the stables. There are the stables down to the south. What we do need to do is, yep, he's going to be the new Spellbinder's Hat, Dimension Dora. Okay, so we'll go for that. We will go for, I guess we could go for Fly. It might be a little bit expensive though, so let's avoid doing that for now. Let's Dimension Dora across one last time. A pack of black dragons to the south. Kind of curious what this leads to. There's no path, so this is not too useful. There is a spell scroll there. I'm guessing that's the main reason to go for that. I think this is a distraction though, so let's just jump across. Wow, okay. So, having ignored those black dragons, we then throw ourselves directly into another pack of them. The good news is, because of our Rust Dragons, and this is exactly why we have them, because we have those, we are able to start the battle first. I would have ideally split the Juggernauts into at least 2 stacks, but we'll see how this goes. So these things have 15 speed, these have 9 speed, so if we go for haste, we would need at least 6 extra speed, which, yeah, is not going to be delivered. We could have equipped the Orb of Vulnerability, but we haven't. So we can't slow them. I think the best we could do is probably Resurrection. Yeah, this is not great. We're just very slightly short of being able to wipe out at least one of those stacks very quickly. Also, because of their breath attack, they probably will attack at least 2 different stacks. So, not ideal. I think we save our cast to go for Resurrection. Hope they go for the Engineers rather than the Automatons. That's probably going to have to do. Okay, so breath attack does actually get us there, but of course our engineers are not really a power stack, so it doesn't really matter too much. We can go up with this. That gets us 2 kills. Ooh. If our resurrection was better, I would be tempted to do that, but we really shouldn't. So we can kill a stack of our choice with this. I think we will, of course, go for the stack of 8. The strongest stack available. Then we go for Resurrection, brings us back to 68, which is the full complement, but unfortunately they are going to be able to move pretty quickly from the start of next turn. So we can attack them with the Rust Dragons, won't really accomplish too much, but if we just go defensive, we already know we can resurrect off the losses. We'll go for this. Yep, so same thing does happen again, but this time we are pretty much completely safe. We will just go for this attack. Resurrection brings them back that final time. We kill off the stack of 7. And then Rust Dragons finish off the rest. Unless these can do it, it looks like it's not completely guaranteed, so we'll go for it with these. And then, actually, I'm wrong. They do actually survive. So we take a loss of 2. But we get the Celestial Necklace of Bliss, which is actually the last thing that Eanswythe needs. This seems like a really poor reward for what was not a particularly easy battle. Not sure what I'm missing there. So lots of devils, we've got crystal dragons to the south, another celestial necklace. I think that's the Lion's Shield of Courage, but we've already got that, of course. That would be more useful for Wrathmont. I think what we need to do is throw ourselves across the path, hope for the best. And we're down to 98 spell points, so need to be a little bit careful from this point. So Eanswythe now, I think, goes to the west. We're going to pick up the enchanters. Rest of this stuff we leave behind. Go underground. And we'll see how that goes. And then Wrathmont should probably go after the strongest opponents we know, which, from what I can see, I would say probably purple. So where is purple actually based? I'm not really sure. So we know about Lena, but she's too weak, she's not worth going after. They're not in this direction. I think Teal is around here, but yeah, I think it's a choice between we either continue to scout to the northwest, or we go back underground, we go to the east, where we should find Teal. Wrathmont is better with his angel wings, though. He is better above ground. We know if we follow this path, we will find another town. So I think we go back to Marshank, and we'll keep following that along. Potential extra magic stats if we go to the east. I think we will ignore that for now. We can see another portal. Okay, so we see Dragon Utopia to the south. Red Dragons too. Should be fine to just jump in, as we're actually expected to take 2 losses, but this is the usual situation, we just go for this. Go for Armageddon, 800 spell points, absolutely no problem. We reach level 30, and that was not actually the guard for the Dragon Utopia. The guard for the Dragon Utopia is a throng of firebirds. And I think we've got to try it. So there's a good chance they will start with... Should we go for fly? I think we move one step closer. There's a good chance they will start with phoenixes, but if we have to go for resurrection, that's fine. The key thing is, once we go for Armageddon, we've weakened them enough that they can't really do enough damage to out-damage the resurrection we're casting. So that should carry us through. We'll try it. Yep, so they do start with phoenixes. So the phoenixes come in, they actually don't manage to get a kill first time. So we go for this. Did I forget to... No. I thought I forgot to equip the Orb of Vulnerability, but they just actually took the hit pretty well. I suppose because we'd already killed so many of these off through retaliation. Didn't achieve so much. We'll go for these. Okay, so next round begins. The Phoenixes surprisingly choose to wait. 41 hit points to go. We could go for Chain Lightning and that probably would work. 1500 points of damage, so that will kill off at least one stack, and I didn't think that would go all the way through to mine. Casting Resurrection at least once was pretty much inevitable, so I think we just accept that. Okay, so 16,000 experience, we are out of movement points, and that just leaves Cuthbert left to move, the least useful hero of them all. We'll start bringing him back. This town doesn't really matter too much, but I suppose we could go for a fort or something. For now, extra income is never bad to have, we could always find. Could actually find frozen cliffs as your dragons. We've got rust dragons and fairy dragons, it does seem possible. Let's go for the castle here, it's pretty safe. We'll end the turn. And we'll see if purple's better heroes show up. So this of course is just the scout picking up things we've neglected for some time, and that could be her, but we can't see where she went. And then Teal is approaching our cove town. Pink is on his way up there. Is that... I think that's near the Necropolis town. Just double check. Yeah, so it's Eovacious. He is actually their best. So we've definitely done some damage to them. Alright, Wrathmont needs to get back to flying so he can avoid the movement penalty. We will go for this. So 15,000 experience, 20,000 experience. Just check this once again. No losses expected. So, Sandals of the Saint do come back to us. Helm of Heavenly Enlightenment, Sentinel Shield, 50,000 gold, and still no Armor of Wonder. I am now 2 episodes behind in terms of actually publishing them, so if there has been Armor of Wonder and I haven't seen it and it's been mentioned in the comments, I don't know about that. I don't remember seeing it anywhere. I could jump to the south, get the Lion's Shield of Courage, which we have given up, and I think that's probably worth doing. Not that we need to make this guy any better. This time around, the situation is much simpler. Far fewer of them. They go down to the first Armageddon. We grab this. And if there is a town, it's going to be to the west up there. Oh, I think these two are actually in the same zone. That would make some sense. Oh crap. Wow, okay. I guess we slow. Yeah, so these things can't get morale, so we just wait. They will explode on us. Which actually is a bit of a problem. Can't quite reach them with the heat beam. I guess if I keep all the losses for the Juggernauts... Thing is, normally the first one is the only one that does significant damage, but when you have 89 of them, it still adds up. So we definitely want to bring these a little bit closer. These stay out the fight. These, I think, also stay out the fight. We'll go for weight. I think we need to wait. Because if we kill one off, we kill the other one off through retaliation. Just check these can reach, which they can, yeah, so we definitely wait. These wait too. Yeah, we actually take quite a few losses to those. So I think this time round, these are 5 speed, these are 9 speed. The problem is... No, it's fine, it's fine. Go defensive. These come in and go for the repair. We still have the problem that they will explode on us again. But we can kite them. These don't have to worry about retaliation, so we send them in. This should also be safe to go for. Let's just weaken them a bit. Then we move back. Trying to avoid using spell points might be difficult. Suppose if we go up... Go up to here. Could we kill them with heat beam? Perfect. So these defend, these go for heat beam. Kills them off, avoids the explosion. That was quite a unique battle, but all works out. I think Tome of Fire Magic could be useful to have, so let's go for it. And yeah, gonna try and hang on to those spell points as we actually cross into an explored wasteland zone, which is surely gonna be one of our main opponents. Tan is right there, Valeska. So Tan's best hero is Rion. If we actually go back and check the original scenario info, this was supposed to be the Jury town. So Jury pretty much Factory's best hero, at least on random maps. But she never really got going. Interesting, so it looks like these are 2 different zones. We don't need to bring Wrathmont across because Todd should be able to handle that alone. Should have gone for the spell points of the magic well, but we can always go for that on the way back. Okay, I think Wrathmont goes back to the west. We'll resist going for all of that. Let's just dimension door. Back into this. See where this goes. It appears to lead into the same zone. Okay, so having tried to avoid that. Not seeing too many options. I guess we have Spint there. This might be a sign that we should take him on with Wrathmont. Which is fine. So yeah, if Eanswythe just follows this path. There is also this town that needs to be defended. And it does need to be defended this turn. So if Eanswythe's job is to follow that path and see where it goes, I guess it's kind of the same thing if we go back to Cold Soul. And We should have initiative in this battle. We don't have a particularly good force, but it's a lot better than this. So Ice Bolt kills one of these off. Doesn't really achieve too much. We do have Chain Lightning. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but this is pretty good battle for it, so we go for that. Actually kills off the Nyx warriors. Ah, these are immune to ice. I was wondering why that wouldn't work. Okay, so 120 damage against these puts them almost at a point where they can be killed off by one of our weaker stacks. Firebirds do move pretty soon, and they will be able to breath attack us. But that won't achieve too much against the fairy dragons, so that's not really anything we can do much about. Just gonna weaken these. Okay, so they go for the slow, they do go for the breath attack, kill off a couple of armadillos, which is fine. They go for the ammo cart, which makes very little sense, but we'll take it. So these can go in, kill off the firebirds if they want to. That does mean they have less initiative next round. Can these reach? Actually, I think it makes sense for these to kill off the Oceanids because the rest of our units can't go too far. Perfect, so Eovacious goes down, only a couple of losses. Vial of Lifeblood there is interesting. That does mean we can go for the Elixir of Life. Orb of the Firmament is great with Chain Lightning. Okay, that's something we could organize. We probably don't need to worry about that too much. Okay, so does Eanswythe just continue down the path? I think she does. I think don't worry too much about the stuff we just picked up. Some of it might be worth having on. So Orb of the Firmament perhaps would be worth using. I can't see us using Flame of Fire Magic that much with this hero. That seems fine. Okay, let's grab ourselves some extra units, and this doesn't really matter too much, but let's just go for this. Let's go for the extra level, Expert Estates, move down there. And yeah, I think Wrathmont probably does just go to take on Spint, so if we go for Dimension Door once, I'm not sure we actually have enough casts, but definitely we go back to Lakenshire. And yeah, we can't cast it again. If we go for Fly in Spint's direction, we have a pretty good chance of chasing him down. Max spell points is still just 375. So yep, no reason to stay in the town. Let's get as close as possible. Let's bring this guy back in this direction. Let's bring Sam back to pick up the extra units. And start moving back. Go for the fort here because we did just get 50,000 gold, so we don't have to worry too much about unnecessary spending. It doesn't really matter. End the turn there. I'm pretty sure we've dealt with the major threats. We can see Tan at least 2 heroes. One of those might be the good one. Not sure exactly where that is. I think that's near our new fortress town. Spint actually can reach us. I should have seen that coming. So Halon, after all that, is going to go down. I did kind of wonder about that, but I thought it would be okay. Actually a pretty good spell casting. So the gold dragons are immune to Armageddon. I should Be focusing those if I can, but pretty sure we don't have implosion. Yeah. So not too much we can do, let's just try and weaken these two a bit. And accept defeat. Yeah, so that was literally his final movement. He can't even get into the town. Does try to steal a few units, but that was pretty unfortunate. Shouldn't need to take any losses here. He goes for that, but we can then go for resurrection, and in this case, I think we just wait. Obviously don't go for Armageddon. Could he flee? I guess he could. So now I'll go for resurrection. The chance we can't kill these off, and yeah, we just about don't manage to, but all works out. Okay, so there's Valeska. I'm sure there was another one who appeared, unless I'm mixing up the Prospector. Sure we saw someone else. I shouldn't let her go, I should go after her. Okay, so 99 spell points, I think we do hang on to that, and we do reach our second factory town, which is guarded by Vokil, who does have Juggernauts, Dreadnoughts, Crimson Coatls. 3 stacks of these should work pretty well. Guess we could also split up the Rust Dragons. Their stacks are pretty weak, but I think we do want a stack of 3 still. 4 stacks of Juggernauts. Is that overkill? Let's do it. So, heavy losses expected to the engineers, who do tend to be the usual targets. Let's just send these forward. I fear this guy does have water magic, which means teleport could have been an option. Keep these around. So we probably do want to just save our spell points for resurrection. Don't want the automatons blowing up on us, so we'll attack them from this direction, and breath attack does not kick in that situation. Thought it would. Okay, so those actually start to come out, which is surprising. So we send this stack in, should be able to wipe out 2 pretty easily. They do just fall straight apart. This stack can't really do too much, let's just move forwards. These things have 300 hit points each, so they are the kind of units that can just walk straight through the moat. I can just remember which of these 2 sides is the safe one. I think this? So yeah, we lose 70 hit points, that's not so bad. We could go for a spell. These things are doing completely fine. I think we can justify going for haste. These stay put. So next round begins. This round we definitely want to go for resurrection. Doesn't really matter too much what we target. Okay, so we still ideally want to attack through these into the automatons, avoid the automaton explosion, but the automaton explosion shouldn't be able to do too much to us. Probably do want to open this up. Doesn't really matter too much what we do. So these will wait. Crimson Coatls get to go, they go for the lightning bolt on those. Focus those down, that's completely fine. These can come in, finish them off. Okay, no losses taken. Rush through these. Then we go resurrection. We have taken the 2 losses from before, but otherwise we are back to full complement. No losses taken. Enough movement points to end our turn in the town. Also check it out, see what's in here, so not really too much. I am going to go for research on this. Does get us air elemental. Okay, so spell research. After all this time, still getting used to spell research. So you may select another spell at a price, or end the research for free. So yeah, we can keep the research going, but we have to wait at least 1 turn. I think it's fine if we do end the research. Air Elemental is fairly useful, but if we can get Dimension Door by continuing that, that would be pretty good. We're going to leave the slower units in the town, of course, and I don't really fear anything that Rion can do to me. So Eanswythe, of course, does have the scouting skill, so she does reveal quite a lot as she moves through. Could we achieve more by going for Dimension Door? I do need to be a bit cautious because this is where we saw Purple's best hero pretty close, so just to the north. I think it was Purple's best hero. Okay, so Wrathmont having done that, we could send him to try and take on Purple Hero, but I don't think it makes sense to do that. I think we go back to our original plan. There are still a few Purple Heroes moving around in this space. I'm going to watch that previous turn back because I fear there is one threat I've forgotten. So that's the guy we just looked at. There is another Purple Hero who emerges just here. So this is Jeremy, who's not particularly tough. Could take this town down, but we don't need to respond to that threat just yet. So in the meantime, we can probably get something else done. Maybe we do go after Teal. I think that would be fine. Yep, I'm gonna go to Middelheim. And let's start jumping across. There we go, as expected, we are indeed in Teal's lands. We can jump right in front of their town, which is in fact their capital, guarded by just a few gnolls. No losses taken, no surprises there. So we are 500 spell points out of 375. We could continue to move if we want to. Can't go for Dimension Door any more times. Level 5 Mage Guild in here, he's gone for spell research. Currently going for Clone. More interested in this one. So end the research for free on Clone. Go for research on this Implosion. Do we have that naturally? So yeah, we already have Implosion naturally, so that doesn't really help us too much. Anyway, I think we have to end our turn here. And we have actually got ourselves the treasury, which could be kind of interesting. Since we do have a massive surplus of gold, but it's not really going to change anything, of course. So Melchior will scout slightly more. Get some extra stats. Henrietta will no longer distract us. We send her into that town. Cuthbert. Can we get rid of this guy? He does have that basic estates. I'm going to camp him, but he's probably going to continue to annoy me for the rest of the playthrough. Okay, so Todd stays in place, Wrathmont stays in place, Morton still achieves slightly more. I guess we could fly across. Then we can go underground. This guy can still get some stuff done. He's obviously a bit weak, so there's a good chance we lose him. Okay, 42 extra trogs. We'll end the turn there. Wow, okay. So Floribert comes to attack us. He actually has an angel. So he's not too bad. He's got 70 spell points. He's got reasonable spell casting. He's got enough meat that we can't wipe him out too quickly. If we go for the chain lightning, it will do a nice amount. So 860 points of base damage. Thing is, the siege machines will waste some of it. Okay, let's go for these. And surprisingly, these can actually go out. But I think we wait. And yeah, as usual, they do just target the engineers. These will go forward. If someone attacks them, that's completely fine. They're not going to take any losses. I walked into my own moat. I didn't think that would happen. Okay, fine. Let's go for... Well, what have they got left? So they've got this stack left to go. 7 kills on those. That seems a fairly safe choice. So this stack... Move up to here. Goes for the lightning bolt on those. Okay, so now it's just the one stack left, so we're going to move these down. These come up. They go for the repair, but then these will attack. We'll retaliate into them. So there's a small chance we'll take 1 or 2 losses, but this is still the right thing to do. Armadillo's Revenge. 0 kills. Okay, so no sign of their other hero. Purple there, I'm pretty sure will come towards the town pretty soon. AI does tend to ignore Fog of War, tends to have a good idea of where to go. And the turn is very slow for purple, which I think again means complex calculations going on with movement spells. And who is that? So pink suddenly appears with Ilor, who's actually pretty weak to the point where possibly Melchior could take him on, but he's slightly out of reach. So someone else is going to have to go and deal with that. But I think we have done enough for this episode, so thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.